Welcome back, friends. We are here again today from the Coastal Seafoods Production Kitchen. And you may notice that we're shooting from a little bit of a different angle today. We're gonna try this out again. We did this once before and it worked out okay. So we're gonna see how you like it. You get a little bit better shot into the pan, see what I'm doing. So we'll see how it goes. Give it a try. Either way, today we are cooking up some really beautiful soft shell blue crabs, because today is Crab Wednesday. Look at that. Oh yeah. Beautiful crabs. We're gonna go ahead and fry these off very simply, which is a simple dredge. And we're going to go ahead and make some awesome street style tacos. So I figured first, if you follow us on Instagram, I posted a video today of us cleaning these crabs and showing how to do it. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that right now. Very simply. It doesn't take a lot of work, but all you do is you take your crab and you want to find the top part here, kind of on the head, and you're gonna take a kitchen shears and you're just gonna cut right behind the head. It's gonna come right off, just like so. Then what we're gonna do is the shell kind of folds back here to expose the gills. You can see those in there, like so. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just going to remove those gills. They come right out. All you gotta do is kind of just grab them and pull, like so. And they come out no problem. We're gonna do the same thing on the other side here. Again, this folds back to expose these gills. You can see, and they just come right on out, like so. We'll replace that shell. Then what we're gonna do is turn this over. And on the back, they've got these things called an apron. On the female crabs, they look like this. On the male crabs, they're skinnier and kind of go right up the middle. But we're gonna go ahead and fold that back and just remove that apron like so. Pulls right off of there. Now this thing is cleaned and ready to go. So we are good there. I'm gonna remove my bowl, put that off to the side. And next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna get our pan going. Get this nice and hot. And we're gonna get our dredge ready for our crab. You eat all the crab but that one. Oh, people love these soft shells. They're easily one of our most popular items. And we have a really hard time keeping them in stock. However, today we happen to have quite a few. So if you're interested, we've got them. What I have here is just some plain flour, to which I'm gonna add our taco seasoning. And this is gonna kind of just season it up nicely. I'm gonna add a good amount. You could use a lot of different dry herbs and spices as well. You could use your oregano and cumin and season this up kind of however you want. I'm also gonna add just a touch of salt, get our seasoning kind of started. And then I'm just gonna toss this all together to make our dredge. So very simple. And this is gonna add a lot of flavor to these crabs, while also not hiding the beautiful kind of sweet nature of the crab. So I'm gonna add some vegetable oil to my pan, which I'm gonna use to fry these. We don't need a lot, just enough to kind of cover the bottom of the pan. We're not deep frying these. We're just gonna give them a little simple pan fry. I'm gonna take my crab, I'm gonna dip it in my flour and give it a good coating. Again, we want this pretty well coated and covered, like so. Get all those little nooks and crannies, of which these crabs have a lot. So again, just make sure they're nice and well coated. What we're gonna do is just shake off any excess flour, and it's gonna go right into our pan, and you can hear that sizzle start. It's wanting to curl up a little bit. So we're gonna go ahead and do the same thing with the other one. Just gonna dredge and make sure it's completely covered in this seasoned flour. And really nice. This is very simple to do. It goes pretty quickly, but this is gonna make a really nice kind of taco filling. You could put this on a sandwich as well. There's a lot of different things you can kind of do here, and you should. And the blue crabs You can kind of see it sort of spitting because there's the liquid still inside. So be careful of that. There we go. And we're just gonna let these fry and get nice and crisp. So again, pretty easy to do, not too difficult. Get that stuff out of the way. And while that goes, we'll start prepping our filling. Well, not really our filling. We're just gonna cut some onion that we're gonna use to top these. The street style tacos are pretty simple. Most people are very familiar with them. They're just topped with whatever the filling is, with a little just white onion and cilantro. So I'm gonna do exactly that. So I'm gonna go ahead and start cutting my onion. I don't need much of this because I'm just making a couple of tacos here. So I'm gonna go ahead, dock my onion, cut down like so. And then cut across. And now we've got some nice diced white onion that we can use for our tacos. Perfect. Just set these off to the side. I can already smell that taco seasoning and that crab. It smells delicious. Get some limes prepped. We got questions? How about a knife? We dispatched the crabs already by, when we clean them, we remove the heads first, and that takes care of all of that work. So it's kind of like dispatching a lobster with a knife, but we remove the head from the crab. All right, so let's go ahead. Flip that. You can see it's got that nice crispy crust on the outside. It's getting nice and crisp. This is perfect. This is exactly what we want. And I've got some cilantro already chopped. I've got some hot sauce ready to go. So we just need these crabs to kind of finish doing their thing. And then we're gonna kind of cut them up and get them ready for our tortillas, which I warmed up kind of ahead of time. Ideally, you would do it right before you serve them. So we've got our lines cut, we've got our onion, we've got our crabs, which are nearly finished. Basically, yeah, I mean, there's also moisture inside those crabs, so that moisture is evaporating out, which kind of makes them dance around. Plus there's the, you know, anytime you kind of put anything out, you're gonna have those just reflex muscle movements that happen. But basically we got rid of these crabs, you know, as humanely as possible. When you clean them again, you take that head part off, and that basically does the job for you. So we're looking pretty good here. It's another minute or so and you should be pretty well cooked through. Again, we're just getting a really nice sear, getting a really nice crust. You could, of course, batter fry these if you wanted to and do like a straight-on deep fry. There's a lot of different ways you can go, but I wanted to keep it real simple and clean today. So we're doing just a slight flour dredge with the taco seasoning that's added. Be really, really good. Yeah, I mean, they take a little bit. They're thicker than they seem. It might not be able to tell on camera. Let's see if I can kind of show you. But that body is, you know, like 3/4 of an inch thick. These are good sized crabs, so you want to make sure that they are cooked through. But they're basically, again, we're about done here. So I'm going to go ahead and turn my pan off. I'm going to hit them with just a little bit more salt. Make sure we're all good and seasoned here. And then I will remove them from my pan, like so. So now we've got some really nice cooked crabs here. And you can see it's got that nice golden brown crust from that taco seasoning, really nice. Everything's cooked. And you eat these whole just like this. You know, we have a lot of people ask us questions about that. And shell and all. They're soft shell crabs, so it's really perfect. Oh, good. I'm glad that you like that we are trying a different angle. Again, we did do this once before, but it didn't really seem to make a whole lot of difference. So I'm gonna just cut this up into little pieces here, that I can position then on my tortilla. So I'm gonna cut and cut. Do the same thing with this other one. Cut and cut. So now I've got everything ready. So I've got my plate here. I'll set my knife off to the side. I've got my tortillas. Again, I got these kind of prepped up and ready beforehand. Now I'm using flour tortillas today just because it's what I had on hand. But you could certainly use corn tortillas if that's your preference. Do it however you want. This was just left over from another recipe we did not long ago. So, perfect. So I'm just gonna add my crab to my tortillas, like so. Again, this is so simple. You can look inside and see that beautiful crab meat in there. It's all white and succulent. Perfect, perfect, perfect. You could do that. I mean, there's a little bit too much oil in here to really deglaze for a sauce. You could get rid of some of the oil and deglaze and kind of make a sauce if you wanted to. But again, we fried these off pretty good, so that oil would have to go away. So we've got our crabs on our plate, and I'm going to go ahead and garnish with a little white raw onion on top, like so, with both of these. Now you could use some radishes on here too. You could dress this up kind of however you want, but we're going very, very, very simply. I'm gonna hit it with a little fresh lime, like so, right over. Perfect. And then a little chopped cilantro. Perfect. And I'm gonna hit it with a little salsa. You can use whatever salsa you like. It's really up to you. Hot sauce would work. A spicy mayo would be really nice on here. Again, you could take this a lot of different directions. We're just going very simple, very clean flavors. Just kind of a tomato-based spicy salsa here. But very, very nice. And then of course, we want to garnish with a few additional lime wedges. Because we're no slouches, we want to make sure our presentation is on point. Get some of those onions out of the way. There we go. And there we have it. Some really beautiful soft shell crab street style tacos. That was very, very simple. It took almost no time at all to do. If you had some queso fresco, you could add that, crumble a little bit of that over the top. Some pickled onions would be really nice on top here. Again, there's a lot of different ways you could really take this and dress this up. However you like to eat your tacos, really. Basically, all you gotta do is fry the crab and then dress it up how you want. Corn tortillas, radishes, a tomatillo-based salsa verde would be really nice. Again, there's just spicy mayo, do it like that. Again, you could do a beer batter and just deep fry them and do like Baja style with the spicy mayo. Just super easy to do. Tacos are always good. Maybe one of the world's most perfect foods. And you get all those beautiful colors, that crispy crab. So absolutely perfect. And we do have these blue crabs right now. They tend to sell out fast. So if you're interested in these, you'd want to call and place an order or place an order online ASAP. But yeah, super great. So thank you again for tuning in. We'd love to hear your comments on what you think of this camera setup versus the other. There's sort of pros and cons to both. You could absolutely take this in an Asian direction. In fact, a couple weeks ago when blue crabs first came into season, if you're interested, we did another video where we did more of an Asian style take on them, where we did a full deep fry and the whole thing. So you could go back and watch that video. There's a whole lot of different ways you can take blue crabs. Again, you could, instead of using the taco seasoning, you could use Old Bay in that flour, do it up, sear it off, and just eat them straight up with some cocktail sauce or some tartar sauce, be really nice. Always great, or like a classic kind of remoulade, where you get a little mayo, a little mustard, and some different things. There's just, again, blue crabs are very, 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 very versatile. You can do so many different things with them. And again, they're super delicious and one of our most popular items for those reasons. So yeah, thanks for tuning in. If you make this, like we always tell you, take a picture, tag us in it. We want to see your work. Show us what you got. Otherwise, keep staying safe. Remember, we're doing curbside ordering and online ordering. We've got all that stuff available, so do that. Otherwise, keep eating well, and we will see you tomorrow.